Hey you guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Charmonique and I wanted to make this video because we're still waiting for PGT results. So in the meantime, what I wanted to do is give you guys this overview basically of how much this has cost for me so far, and just, advice for anyone who is thinking about doing IVF. And I know that this could be really helpful for those who are concerned about the financial aspect of doing IVF, because it can be, very expensive. So I have my laptop here and some notes so that I can go over these bills, honey, and so that you can see what I've had to pay out of pocket. And I'm just gonna give y'all just the overview of all that. So first of all, let's pull up the Progeny website. So I have insurance through my employer and I have Aetna insurance. So Aetna has partnered with Progeny and they are the company that takes care of all of the fertility coverage. So they take care of all the fertility benefits. So that would be the first thing that I would consider as someone who is looking into doing IVF or IUI, any type of fertility coverage that you're looking into. I would definitely see if my company has Progeny as an option, because I think that a lot of people feel like it's like a lifesaver. It really helps make this whole experience a lot more affordable. So if your company doesn't have Progeny, then I've heard of people that have gotten got a full-time job, or if they already have a full-time job, they got a part-time job at certain companies that do have Progeny as the fertility coverage. You can go to their website and it says that they support over 460 different companies in 45 plus industries. Off the top of my head, I know that people sometimes get like part-time jobs at Starbucks, part-time jobs at Amazon. I think there's also a group on Facebook that you can join that also has resources for fertility coverage and Progeny, ways that you can get the coverage through Progeny. Okay, so that's what I have. I had no idea what Progeny was until I decided to look into fertility coverage through my insurance, and then that's when they told me what Progeny was. And then so I got in touch with them, and then that's when I was able to choose the clinics. Because the thing is, you have to choose particular clinics that partner with Progeny. You can't just pick any, unless if you pick any, because it's just like any other insurance, the way that it works, it has to be in network and it has to be like a participating clinic that works and accepts Progeny. So that can definitely narrow your options down. Obviously, if you have a preferred clinic and they don't work with Progeny, then you're going to have to, figure that out. So yeah, I contacted Progeny. They let me know which fertility clinics they partnered with, and then that's how I was able to get the ball rolling. Because initially I didn't know about Progeny, and I just saw that my insurance through Aetna covered fertility, but I didn't look into it all the way to know that it was under a third party, which was Progeny. So I had went through my insurance website and I found a clinic, and I kind of started getting everything started with them. But then I had to switch to the clinic that I'm at now, because the one initially, they didn't work with Progeny. So just to avoid that, definitely make sure that you are going with the right clinic that's going to be able to allow you to take advantage of the progeny benefits. So yeah, that's the first step. Like I said, I've heard people get another job just so that they can be able to get these benefits because it's really that helpful. Okay, so as far as what I've had to pay throughout this process, so first of all, what have I gotten, what have I done so far? So I've, there's a lot of blood work that has to get done. There's a lot of, which I don't think that's usually blood work and stuff like that. If you have insurance, usually that's not a crazy copay or whatever. Maybe it's not even anything. So that hasn't really been something that I've noticed was racking up or whatever. So I've gotten a I'll look it up. I forgot what this shit is called. But I went through 2 egg retrievals and I haven't done a transfer yet. So I don't know how much I'm gonna be billed for that yet because I haven't gotten to that part. But the thing is, I've met my deductible, which is $5,000, and I've met my out-of-pocket maximum. So because of that, I haven't received any bills, and so most likely when I do my transfer, I'm not going to have any share of that bill. So that's the good thing about progeny is once you meet your deductible, once you meet your out-of-pocket maximum, you most likely aren't going to pay anything. And so that's a good thing to consider because that could really help make this experience a lot less expensive. So I calculated what I've been billed so far, and so far what I've been billed, and this is just based off of all of everything that I had to do to get to my first retrieval, and that includes the medications and everything. I've been billed $6,329.69. Now, yeah, that's a big chunk of change, but then when you think about how much this really could cost if you didn't have it covered, that's usually $16,000 to $25,000. So that $6,000 is, I'm not tripping about it, okay? So now what I'm going to do is go through each bill just so you guys can get an idea of like how much how that amount was calculated, like how did they get to that 6,000, and I'll go through like, okay, this is what I was billed for and how much my share was. Obviously it's going to be different. Every insurance company, I believe they calculate things differently, so it may not be exactly the same for you. Again, I have Aetna, so this is just how they've calculated everything. So I had to get a saline infusion sonohysterogram. So this was when I had to, I think this was when they had to like check my uterine lining just to make sure that there was no like scar tissue, polyps, fibroids, anything like that. So I got billed for this service $84.26. They billed my insurance $421, and then my share came out to be $84. So not bad. Also, if you're going to use donor sperm, you have to pay for that. So my donor sperm share came out to be $471.88. They billed my insurance $2,359 and I got 2 vials of sperm, and that's how much it was, $2,359. I had to pay, my patient responsibility was just under $500 for that. Let's see what else. So the IVF freeze-all, I believe that is for doing the egg retrieval and then freezing the eggs and doing all that. That cost me $228.54. They billed my insurance $1,142.68. So what I should have did was calculated how much it would have been if I didn't pay with insurance. So that's what I'm gonna do, just so we can like really get a good idea of how much I've saved using Progeny. So let's do that. So let me go back to the ones I've already told y'all. 2, 3, 5, 9. All right, so I calculated everything that I was billed for and what the balance would have been if I didn't have any coverage through my insurance, if I didn't have Progeny. And so that balance is $21,919.11. That's what I would have had to pay if I didn't have any coverage. So that amount versus what I actually had to pay, which was $6,329.69. So that's a big difference. And so like I said, if you can in any way make it possible for you to get Progeny, or I've heard of some other like I think I've heard Blue Cross Blue Shield, some other insurance companies that do have the fertility coverage, and maybe they'll pay for one egg retrieval and unlimited transfers. Like I've heard different things like that. It just really depends on what your company, the company that you work for, and the insurance that they acquired for their employees. So that's really what it comes down to. All right, and so I got like a bill that actually breaks down everything. So one of the bills that I had due was $1,403.95, and this was a total of 3 different visits, or 3 different things that they billed me for. So this was for ICSI, greater than 10 oocytes. So basically, when they fertilize the eggs, I believe that's a method that they use to fertilize the eggs. And then also this PGTA biopsy, so that they charge to biopsy the eggs. And then it just says IVF freeze-all, intended parent egg, and donor sperm. So whatever that means. And then I'm going to look at one more. I'm not going to go through every single bill because that would take a while. These are just the ones that I had like a high balance that I had to pay out of pocket. So this one was the medications. So the medications are another part that's expensive. So this I had a payment due of $1,367 because I had to get the stem medications. This was for Menopur, one vial of it, I think it looks like. The amount billed was $3,219, and my balance was the $1,367. So the medications, the stems, those are another part of it that's expensive that really can add up. So that is my breakdown of how much this has cost me, what it could potentially cost you. Like I said, my advice is to definitely look into Progeny. They have been very, very helpful, and you get like a patient care advocate that handles all your authorizations for your services, who you can message if you have any questions. They are really easy to get in touch with. Prior to doing your egg retrieval and doing stems, they are contacting you every other day to make sure you don't need any refills, and if you need any refills, they like overnight the medication and get it to you so that you have it when you need to take your dosage. Like, I've had like a really great experience with Progeny, so I definitely recommend them if you are at all able to use their fertility benefits. let me see, was there anything else that I wanted to say? I think that's pretty much it. I went through what my balance has been so far, what I've had to pay out of pocket. I gave some examples of how these bills are calculated and what you have to pay for. Like I said, I still have to do my transfer, but since I've met my deductible and out of pocket, I don't really foresee me having to pay much. But another thing, I've explained this before in another video, but another thing that you have to consider with progeny, I don't know if it's different with with other companies. It possibly is, but with the company that I work for, and whatever plan that they have with progeny, like I said, it could possibly be different. Like I could see a company making a contract with progeny and saying this is what we want for our employees. It could be different, I don't know. But what I have with progeny is the way that they do it is in cycles. So I got 2 full cycles. So everything that you do, it takes from the cycle. So for example, if you get donor sperm from them, that takes away from the cycle. If you do an egg retrieval, that takes away from the cycle. And then the transfer, that takes away from the cycle. I believe the transfer part is 0.75 of a cycle. So then that will leave you with 0.25. And so yeah, you have to keep that in mind. I am down I have 1 more cycle left. So that will be good for my transfer. And then, like I said, I'll have the 0.25. And then if I have to, God forbid, if I have to do another transfer, then I guess I wouldn't be able to use the progeny benefit because I wouldn't have any more cycles. So that is another thing to consider, is that once you run out of those 2 cycles, then you're not able to use their benefit. And then I guess the services would have to be billed directly through your insurance. And so that could possibly be like a different out-of-pocket payment. I don't know. I haven't made it there yet, but I will let you guys know. But hopefully I won't have to do that, and hopefully my first transfer will work and I don't have to worry about it. Fingers crossed. So yeah, I hope this video has been helpful for y'all. I thought it would be a great idea so that you guys can get an idea of how much I've had to pay and how much you guys may have to pay. So thank you again for watching, and bye.